Inside of this Nike bag are a pair of shoes from 2009 that are super rare and so unique, the NBA has banned them.
You may not know this, but there are quite a few accessories and items that the National Basketball Association, or NBA, does not allow its players to wear during the matches. Are you curious to know what these items are? Stay tuned, because in this video, we'll show you all the items that are outright banned in the NBA. Necklaces and chains. Chains and necklaces have long been a fashion statement for men in general, but especially for NBA players. In the 70s, players like Dr. J and Wilt often used to wear gold chains in the court. However, it was Daryl Dawkins, popularly known as Chocolate Thunders, who wore multiple gold chains to make a fashion statement. Gold chains, of course, make the players look cool and iconic, but wearing gold chains can be dangerous, especially in a sport like basketball. So in 1980, the NBA decided to ban players from wearing gold or other kinds of chains in the matches. This was purely for the safety and security of players. Michael Jordan, also known by just MJ, was also known for wearing gold chains. While he stopped wearing them after the NBA banned them, he still sometimes wore them on exhibition events, like the Slam Dunk Contest. Air Jordan 1. The Air Jordan 1's official ban is up for discussion, as many think the league was banning the Airship rather than Jordan's first signature shoe. Quote, "In compliance with our conversations, this would clarify and validate that the National Basketball Association's rules and procedures banned the wearing of such red and black Nike basketball shoes by Chicago Bulls player Michael Jordan on or near October 18, 1984, close quote, wrote then NBA Executive Vice President Russ Granick in an official letter to Nike. Is it possible that Nike built the Jordan brand on a phony controversy? From an advertisement standpoint, they didn't shy away from it. The transcript of their most well-known advertisements read, Nike released a groundbreaking new basketball shoe on September 15th. They were kicked out of the NBA on October 18th. The NBA, fortunately, can't prohibit you from wearing them. The story of Michael Jordan and the NBA's veto on a specific pair of Air Jordan basketball shoes is legendary in the sneaker and basketball world. Jordan was fined $5,000 at least once for wearing footwear that didn't comply with the NBA's uniform rules, which specified that a player must wear shoes that not only matched their uniforms, but matched the shoes worn by their teammates. Of course, the Jumpman himself wearing some Nike-branded merchandise during games was perfect advertising for the Beavertons team, and according to legend, MJ continues to wear the prohibited shoes. Upside-down headbands. Because of the simplicity of the jerseys, modern players try to use some piece of equipment that allow them to stand out from their teammates. Rajon Rondo of the Boston Celtics used to wear his headband with the NBA logo flipped upside down in 2010. Now you may think that who cares how a player wears their headbands? Apparently, the NBA is petty enough to care. Rajon Rondo ditched the sweatband entirely after the NBA told him he had to flip it right side up or pay a huge fine. While the NFL is known for being a no-fun league, many people felt his ban on how he wanted to wear a sanctioned piece of equipment was absurd. Rajon Rondo, however, did not wear it one match and then the NBA banned it immediately. Rondo was actually wearing it for a few years. Our guess is that, like most people, the NBA didn't notice that the player was wearing his headband upside down. After all, it was just the logo on the headbands that made the headband's upside-down nature visible. Basically, the NBA didn't like the fact that the players like Rajon Rondo were making a brand's logo upside down, and so they banned them from wearing it like that. Mask by LeBron. During a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2014, LeBron James was hit in the face by Serge Ibaka while going up for a dunk. LeBron suffered a fracture on his nose. Though James was unable to play against the Bulls due to an accident, he was a go for against the Knicks. I've been chatting to Marvel Comics and DC Comics for the past couple of days, trying to come up with one of the best masks of all time, James chuckled before lacing them up. Now let's see what happens. Although most players opted for a hard plastic cover covered in clear, like Rip Hamilton, James chose a darker, more textured version than the league was used to. Many joked that LeBron's mask looked like Superman's cape after he scored a game-high 31 points on 13 for 19 shooting, grabbed 4 rebounds, and dished out 4 assists in 37 minutes. The Miami Heat have also started selling t-shirts with James wearing a mask on the front. Shane Battier, another of his teammates, couldn't help but remark, "Only LeBron can make breaking your nose look cool." When Kobe Bryant fractured his nose in 2012, he opted with a similar dark mask. But the league was able to intervene when it came to LeBron. According to NBA spokesperson Tim Frank, LeBron used the black mask because a simple one he was happy with wasn't ready. For the next round, LeBron James switched back to the plain mask. Do-rags. Indiana Pacers member Sam Perkins wore a do-rag during a preseason game in the year 2000. Sam Perkins became the first and only player of the NBA that has wore a do-rag in an official game. While this happened in 2000, there was more to come in 2005, as NBA Commissioner David Stern introduced a standard dress code for all teams, making it the first major professional sport league to do so. It marked a watershed moment for individuality both on and off the court for NBA players. With hip-hop music as a significant influence on how players looked at the time, one of the major fights was about the use of do-rags. Allen Iverson was a major fan and wearer of the do-rag movement. "Just because you put a man in a tuxedo doesn't mean he's a nice guy," he told the Philadelphia Daily News. Timberland-style shoes. As a direct result of the malice in the palace, David Stern's 2005 dress code amendment was draconian in terms of what players could wear in a business environment. David Stern's dress code policy included Timberland shoes and all other footwear of a similar aesthetic. "There are different uniforms for different days," he said at the time. Stern added, "There is a uniform that you wear on the court and a uniform that you wear while you are on work. There's a uniform you wear when you're hanging out with your colleagues, and then there's the uniform you wear when you get home. We're simply altering the concept of the uniform you wear while on NBA business." So yeah, David Stern just made this confusing and interesting rule because of all of his personal beliefs. There was also no explanation given of how the shoes can cause any harm to the players or the game. Anti-LeBron jerseys. This ban is actually for the NBA audience and not so much for the players. And there is, of course, a story behind it. On July 8, 2010, in the ESPN's live broadcast of its show, The Decision, LeBron James announced that he would be leaving his hometown team, Cleveland Cavaliers, and joining the Miami Heat. In the sports fandom, some people are extreme, and that includes fans who didn't like LeBron leaving the Cavaliers. Some of the fans set fire to LeBron's jersey to show their anger and hate towards him and his decision. Anti-LeBron movements swept the nation, and the NBA did all it could to punish enraged fans who spread hateful tweets. During Miami Heat road games, security was told to search for shirts or signs with profanity or harsh words directed at LeBron. Many NBA fans were able to slip in some classic anti-LeBron James jabs through shirts or posters, despite the presence of high security. During the Heat's first game in Cleveland, since the announcement, the NBA tried to clamp down even further on this, but struggled miserably because many people had obscene things to say with their shirts. Tights. In today's landscape, even a single viewing of a game shows an athlete dressed in far more than just a shirt, socks, and sneakers. Many players choose compression tights because of the additional padding across the knees and thighs, which ensures that little bumps and bruises don't turn into anything more serious over an exhausting 82-game season. Tights were once banned from the series, despite the fact that they are now widely recognized. Following their success with the dress code, NBA executives turned their attention to what was considered to be an unsightly slight: tights. Though they had said the players wore tights for the way they looked rather than the advantages they offered, the ban was short-lived, if ever enforced, by the league due to the medical community's claim that tights have compression. The medical community added that compressed muscles can work more efficiently, especially if injured, and that players with muscle strains benefit from the improved circulation and support. That's all for today's video on items that are outright banned in the NBA. Did we forget any accessory that is banned by the NBA? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more such amusing content. See you in the next one.